Un atelier de 3 jours a été organisé en avril dernier à l'Institut Rabindranath Tagore sur la production cinématographique. L'atelier a été présenté par Ashutosh Desmukh et Sanjay Joshi, cinéastes de Mumbai. Toutes les personnes travaillant dans l'industrie cinématographique étaient présentes afin d'échanger leurs idées et pour mieux comprendre le quotidien de la réalisation.
My background in film industry is that like I am associated with Bollywood as an executive producer currently, but it's a long journey. Started from sports broadcasting to the film productions, and currently I handle Bollywood projects. My responsibility starts from budgeting and it ends censor certification. So it's all logistics and everything minus creatives. I am here in Mauritius because I am associated with Rabindranath Tagore Institute, which you know as MGIRTI. And the institute is running a film production graduation course with the University of Mauritius. And I am associated there as an international faculty teaching film production.
I started off as a journalist for Film Beat, film magazines in Mumbai, and then gradually I got into writing scripts, and then I've been involved in writing scripts for films, for television series. That basically means I'm involved in fiction, non-fiction, and across all the genres. And I've had almost 2.5 decades of experience in this. I'm here in Mauritius this time for a workshop in RTI, which was held this month over a period of 3 days.
One of the objectives for RTI is that we need to create a positive environment in Mauritius about the filmmaking. So that workshop is particularly focused on the film production. And it was an open workshop, open in the sense that registration was open from housewives to new school pass outs to professionals and everybody. And idea was to create a film mahal, or you can say initiate some sort of film thoughts in their minds, and that was basic purpose.
We all say and we believe that content is king. So the story is the main structure, the main element of film, and we cannot do without a story. You can have a good director enhance your good script into a beautiful film, but if you don't have a good script, you don't have a good subject, you don't have a good story, no competent director can convert it into a beautiful film. So therefore, it is very important that we have one of the best contents when it comes to content, and story definitely is the king. And during this particular workshop that we've had, I've realized I've interacted with so many people, and I have realized that Mauritius definitely has immense talent. All basically they need is the correct guidance, the correct way to understand and approach a particular story, a particular content, and how to go about. But I'm sure they have immense talent, and with different languages that they speak, English, French, and the exposure that they have to different kind of films, I'm sure they'll be able to pick it up nicely and go great. Like, and I'm sure Ashutosh can also add to it if there's anything else, if I'm missing out.
Yeah, basically the idea was this, like the script writing as my association with RTI, and I am interacting with our students. So one thing I noticed that is like my Mauritian students, they are very good in skill sets. I mean, learning things, they are very fast. They understand it very fast, and they learn the skills, editing and all those things very fast. But the only area where I feel that they need a little bit push or little bit creativity or little bit thing is on the creative part, like the story development or how to put the things in a perspective of a story. So that way this workshop was very useful because we could understand, and this is not a very big thing, like skill set is a tough thing to learn, but the creativity, you need to open up your mind, you need to think lot of things other than the typical thoughts, and to come out of that, think out of box, that is very important. And I feel if we push it a little bit, and pushing is not only like we organize big workshops and this, the basic thing is that you need, these local writers need a small corrections. They don't need a big correction, but the small correction on regular intervals could create good writers in Mauritius.
Pendant les 3 jours, le réalisateur du film Bachana, qui a d'ailleurs été tourné à l'île Maurice, a également pu partager son expérience à travers plusieurs séances de travail. L'objectif de cet atelier était de mettre en œuvre la fiction dans le cinéma mauricien.
Bachana is a very interesting film which we shot in Mauritius. The complete film is shot in Mauritius, and this film has got some very important things. The number one is that this was the first tri-nation project. The creatives like director, the main lead actors, they were from writer, they were from Pakistan. All technical things, technical support we bought from India, and the local Mauritian team helped us to shoot this. We did that film in a very low budget, and I'm talking you about 4 years back. That time the things were different what is today, and it was difficult to shoot in Mauritius. Difficult not in terms of government support or rebate or something. They were extremely helpful, cooperative for permissions and everything. Like EDB, which was called BOI that time, they helped us like anything. But our problem area was local assistance. Even for from sport boys to technical assistant, light assistant, and no one was around. So we have to bring everything from India. But the success of that film, like in flat 24 days, we shot that film, which is a very interesting film with only 3 characters we got from Pakistan, the lead actors. Sanam Saeed was a heroine, Mohib was a hero. And apart from that, we used almost 60 local actors, Mauritian, including some major characters. So it was a big task for us. We did auditions with the Open University help, and we identify artists. We do the short workshops because we had no time, no money to spend on that. But fortunately, if you see the film, I am sure you will impress even with the Mauritian actors. Because I remember one artist from Mauritius, Selina. She performed a scene with Mohib and Sanam, which was a tough scene. And she was with the best actors of there professionally, and she performed extremely well. If you see that scene, you will not make out that she is somebody from Mauritius and these are from Pakistan. So I think the potential is very much here. Talent is very much here. The only thing is that now we have to push it. We have to train them, not just extras, not just supporting actors or something, to bring a mainstream. But that could happen only when we have our own Mauritian films. And how to do Mauritian films, I think that should be the focus now for everybody, like you, like me, and like the government and everyone.
I was actually involved creatively in that thing, in the film. And when Nasir first narrated this subject, it was a romantic comedy, and we instantly, Ashutosh and we had visited here, we instantly felt that this should be shot in Mauritius because this was the ideal location to have that kind of a film done. The subject, the language again was something which was purely Urdu, keeping in mind the Pakistani audiences. So there I did help them turn it into a Hindustani thing because we had earlier planned and we wanted this film to release in 3 nations, Mauritius, Pakistan and India of course. And there was one major suggestion from us. It was basically a romantic comedy, as we say, with thriller elements in it, and it was an overnight story. So having seen Mauritius, having seen this entire thing, we suggested that it should not be a one-night story, and secondly, it should not be a night-night story as such, because he had planned it as a night story. We said, keeping in mind the beauty that this is, the paradise which we talk about, it should have scenes, it should basically be 95% day and 5% night scenes. So that's how then he converted that entire script into a day kind of a thing, where we had just 5% of night scenes in that. And it was really very easy. In fact, Mauritius, as we realized over the period, is a very film-friendly place as such, wherein all the people are very helpful in the fact they'll help you out wherever you require, as well as helpful in the way that if you set up a camera somewhere in between the roads and stuff like that, they would not disturb you, nor would you want them to tell them to keep away from the space of shoots and stuff like that. So that way, it's really an amazing place to be.
You represent a company called Film Zone. tell us about this company. Tell us about the important projects that it's worked on, and also tell us about the plans that it has for Mauritius.
See, we started Film Zone some 10 years back. It is basically a production house which is concentrating on multiple activities. We work on multiple verticals. Like we started with television serials, we handle film projects, and we do a lot of corporate and commercial things also. But our specialization is a sort of social issue films, and we did lot of films on the social issues. And the best part is that we won 5 international awards, that too on the by the UN awards, by the UN competition on road safety films. This is one area which we love to work on, because the lot of accidents and lot of things are happening on road. And as a filmmaker, this is our responsibility also, that apart from the typical entertainment, we should look something else. So road safety is one area where Film Zone has spent a lot of his energy, time and money. And we are fortunate, we were awarded some awards on an international level. And some of our films which did wonder is animation films on a road safety. Then we produce some satire serials for television. That's what our thing is. And now currently, like, we are looking Mauritius more as we started like with the co-producing for Bachana here. And post Bachana also we are involved. We are advising local filmmakers. We are advising Mumbai filmmakers, Bollywood filmmakers about the locations and those things in Mauritius, and we try to bring them here. And apart from that, now we want to start working here as one of the production houses, because we see now the time has come when Mauritius should come up and start their own production. For this, like, our thinking is very clear. We don't see Mauritius as a small place or small island, because idea is the king nowadays. If you see the Korean cinema, Korean TVs, they are dominating the world out of their content only. And Mauritius could be something like that. The advantage of Mauritius is multilingualness. You can speak French, you can speak Creole, you can speak Hindi, you can speak Bhojpuri. So this, all these languages gives you new markets. The time has come when we should start like tapping all these markets, and be a Mauritius like a springboard for good ideas, good films. And it could start with the short films, it could start with the television serials. Many times I feel bad when I see my Mauritian friends and their wives and their sisters, they are busy watching Indian television serials and Indian stories. After spending almost 2 years here, I feel there is no correlation between today's India and today's Mauritius. Like value system, like the issues, like the modernities which Mauritius has, there is a big difference between India and Mauritius. So why not local stories? Why not local drama? And obviously, we cannot create overnight drama, something like Bollywood drama, which requires huge money, huge efforts. But yes, if the content is strong, we can start a drama like a Pakistani drama. They are still very strong with the content. If the story has got a meaning, if story has got a strength, so everything can be happened. So the workshop which we did, the idea was that let's provoke the local writers, filmmakers, to start thinking differently, to come up with good script. And I'm very happy that MGI, our MGI Council and our RTI administration and council, they are very open. They said whoever come to RTI for correction of their script, for any guidance of film production, we are always available. And there is no monetary involved in that. We just want that Mauritius should come up and do something like this. One thing more I want to put it, like with the Mauritian perspective, I always think there are two things. Number one, Mauritius as a film shooting location, and number two, Mauritius as a Mauritius local film or television or digital media or anything like a production, the local production. Unfortunately, I see that we in Mauritius, we are mixing these two. We are thinking as if shooting location itself is like boosting an industry here. It will not happen. But on that front, I appreciate the way the things done by EDB, or for that sake Film Development Corporation, that is tremendous to bring so many projects here, like as I remember, almost 72 projects they did in 1 year, which is a big achievement even for that, for the organizing this. But the second thing is most important, that is creating Mauritius as a creative hub. So that is one thing where now I think as a step next we all should focus.
Okay. I will turn to Mr. Joshi now. What do you think are the avenues for development in film and TV fiction for Mauritius? And again, Mr. Deshmukh has touched upon it, but based on our location and our strengths, what can we become the best at offering?
No, like he said, one, because it's multi-ethnicity and multi-linguistic nation that we have, one is open to so many of the facets of this society as well as across the things. So as creative this thing, I'm sure this can be very well developed as in writing and stuff like that. And when it comes to shoots and stuff, this thing, as he said, it has the potential to take it further. Like we can make it a hub and we can really work towards that. We can move forward towards that.
I think we should start working with the like small fiction things. If we have short stories, short films, even those films can create a good beginning. Because fiction is easy, but it is not that easy also. It requires lot of skill set development. It requires lot of creative inputs, but slowly we should start. And I want to tell you that I am really impressed with my students from RTI. They have started doing their own films. They started assisting them, and I'm most happy when people say that there are no job opportunities or something. If the professional work is around, then I think the job opportunities will automatically come.
Last question to Mr. Deshmukh. Right now, the RTI Film Institute is the only institution offering training in film studies. What is the necessity for such an institution in Mauritius? What needs does it address? And what are you expecting? What will be the output of this institution? Yeah.
Sure. See, RTI is playing a big role as far as this filmmaking is concerned. There are two ways of looking to education of this, like media education you can call it film education, you can call it television education. There are two ways of looking at it. One, our course is on film production, but today the world is visual. It's not only on films, it's in films, it's in television, it's in digital media, or anything if you want to communicate. Tomorrow if you're working with a corporate and if you want to do some presentation, you need to know what are the basics of communication. So you take all these things as a communication thing. So for this you need an institution which could set a trend, which could set a standard, and RTI like institution is playing a big role. I like the way I appreciate the Mauritian government decision that we should have like one school which is focusing on the media education, so that we can put all our energies there and train people. And I am sure that in coming years, all the support staff which we are creating here in the field of sound, in the field of lighting, in the field of camera, or in the field of direction, they will start replacing those scale 2, scale 3 people who are coming with the Bollywood team or Hollywood team here, and they will start working with them. But the biggest thing is, again I am stressing, how fast we start doing our own fiction. It could be television serials, it could be short films, or it could be a film. So the more we concentrate on that, but for that it is also required that Mauritian public should start going to theatres, watching their own films. I know initially it may be difficult, but the moment you start seeing good things, so once the people start watching films in theatre or paying for digital platforms, so the market will start booming. And once the market is there, then the flow will come naturally.
Okay. Mr. Joshi, would you want to add a last comment? Or?
I would agree with him. The only thing is, as he says, I feel that slowly and steadily one should start inculcating the habit of watching the right kind of films, watching the correct kind of films in Mauritius. And when you start having smaller films being made, and as he had earlier once said, and have a number of films being made, the competition would slowly and steadily increase, and that would motivate rest of the people to join this thing and probably make it a hub that we are looking at.